I'm Randy and I make candy, and today I'm making Bounty bars. Or am I making Mounds bars? Either way, stick around. Greetings, my confectionery combine, and welcome to Randy Makes Candy, where I help you make tasty treats that people love to eat. A couple of weeks ago, Matt and Louise suggested I make Bounty bars. I'm always eager to hear your suggestions for recipes, but I'd never heard of a Bounty bar. A little research revealed that Bounty bars are a shredded coconut filling dipped in either dark or milk chocolate. It's the Mars Company's version of the Mounds or Almond Joy bars, but without the almonds. Now I gotta tell you, this revelation brought a tear of joy to my eyes because Mounds bars are one of my absolute favorite candy bars. And now I had the perfect excuse to make some. Not that I really needed an excuse. So thank you for suggesting these, Matt and Louise. I'm truly thankful. And if there's something you'd like to see me make, please let me know in the comments section. Okay, let's make this happen. For this recipe, you'll need 100 grams of shredded coconut, 208 grams of chocolate melting wafers, and 152 grams of sweetened condensed milk. You'll note that I've divided each of these ingredients in half. That's because we're doing a little experiment here. I had some unsweetened finely shredded coconut and some sweetened regular shredded coconut, so I decided to make some of each so we can compare the flavor and texture. You'll also need a baking tray or cutting board covered with parchment, silpat, or waxed paper, a couple of bowls, and a precision dipping tool. For those of you who missed the Butterfingers episode, my precision dipping tool is a plastic fork with the middle tines broken out. But I like it better than the actual dipping tools that I've purchased, so that's what I use. Okay, let's make some candy. This is one of the easier recipes I've done here in the Candy Kitchen. Combine the coconut and sweetened condensed milk and mix them very well. Grab some of the mixture and form it into whatever shape you'd like. In my quest for consistency, I loaded a measuring cup, then split the results in two. That gave me a consistent size that seemed about right to me. I also made the sweetened coconut bars into rectangles and the unsweetened ones into squares, just so I could tell them apart. But don't feel bound by my self-inflicted constraints. Make these whatever size and shape makes you happy. Because that's what candy making is all about, right? Making people happy, including yourself. Place the molded bars onto the covered cutting board. Once the molded bars are finished, put them into the fridge for about 10 minutes to firm up. Last week I talked about the problems I've had with refrigerating stuff before I dip it. In this case though, I was afraid the bars would fall apart in the dipping bowl if I didn't refrigerate them. Well, refrigerating them kept them from falling apart, but it caused another issue. I'll show you what it was and how to fix it in a bit. While the bars are in the fridge, melt your chocolate according to the directions. Once the bars are firm, take each bar and dip it into the chocolate, letting the excess chocolate run off. Then place it back on the cutting board. Put the coated bars back in the fridge for 2 or 3 minutes to let the chocolate set. And that's it. Okay, these are ready. Let's try a couple. Unsweetened first, I think. Slanchava.
1 hour later.
Wow. Now the sweetened. Slanchava.
Two hours later.
That is just heavenly. How do they compare? For both, the chocolate is nice and crisp, well tempered, the inside sweet and chewy and coconutty, and I have to say flavor-wise, also not a huge difference. The sweetened condensed milk is so sweet that it brings the unsweetened coconut almost to the level of the sweetened coconut. A slight difference, but only because I had one right after the other, I think. Texture-wise, also very similar. I think the finely shredded coconut's a little smoother, maybe a little less likely to get stuck between my teeth. When I make these again, I'll probably go with the finely shredded unsweetened, but really regardless of what kind of coconut you have in your pantry, you really ought to try these. So, dipping cold stuff in warm stuff. Fortunately, none of the bars cracked. I had a different issue though, ooze. The sweetened condensed milk found its way out of a few of the bars. Easy fix though, just wipe off the ooze, take a little melted chocolate on your finger and spackle that puppy over. I'm still considering doing an episode devoted to working with chocolate, what tempering is and why it's important, different ways to temper chocolate. If that's something you'd like to see, please let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed our time together, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos come out. I'd love to hear about your results if you decide to make your own Bounty bars, as well as suggestions for what you'd like to see in future videos. When I was almost through making this, I briefly considered starting over with a different candy, but I didn't want this to be known as the Mutiny on the Bounty episode. I hope you'll join me next time. And a precision. Okay, let's make some candy. No. Regardless, side note, when I remelt the and some sweetened regular shredded coconut, so I'd just